Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
First things first down there, we're getting great.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Rivers out there with Corey Brewer. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Larry Nance. And it's Holmes in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Here's Wells. And good that time. Wells has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Knights.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Holmes. Second chance effort. Lopez with the block. Crawford looking over the floor. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. The Knights making a switch here. Horford's checked in. For Miami, they've gone 0-3 to start the fourth quarter. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touching that. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Irving against Rivers. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. A few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior, or you're a college player, and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets.
Barnett, he's checked in for the Heat. Gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. And that one falls for Irving.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Rivers kicks to Brewer. Pass to Barnett. Over Lopez. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. The Knights have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
Not in today's game, and not with what's at stake.
Now, here's Brewer. Pass to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Off the run. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Knights have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Irving looking over the floor. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Irving's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
He doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Rivers dishes to Brewer. Here's Barnett.
watching here, and you can see, not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Now here's Rivers, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Rivers passes to Nance, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Brook Lopez.
And Nance is so athletic and so springy and bouncy out there on the floor. He can draw a lot of contact like that.
The Knights making a switch here. Gay's checked in. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Well, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with me.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Kicks it out to Gordon. And that one hits back iron. The Knights on offense. They're on a 13-3 run. Irving against Rivers. Irving passes to Lopez. There's the feed to Gay. Barnett against Stith. And it goes down 2 points. Stith's got his first 2 points of the night. And it's Miami's ball. And here's Rivers. And it's sent back by Lopez. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Miami. Here's Nance. Oh!
So pretty when Larry Nance Jr., even at his size, gets a chance to glide.
Irving against Rivers. Irving, a good look. It's hauled in by the Heat.
We love to make him pay for giving up that wide open jumper, just unable to do so.
Brewer passes to Holmes. And Holmes throws it down. And the Knights have possession. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Irving against Rivers. On deep. That one doesn't drop. And the Heat going the other way now. And Brewer kicks to Rivers. Barnett against Gay. Barnett passes to Brewer. It's Rivers on the wing. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, but after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the court.
And even though he stands 6'10", Holmes plays taller than that.
He does, mostly, Kevin, because of that length. I mean, he stretches out and uses that quick jump and can block some shots and detour a few guys from trying to do some things offensively.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Knights.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Kyrie Irving.
This was a showcase night of his skills offensively. And the player gets a feel for that floater, can really make make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Now, here is Irving. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Not much of a surprise there. Kyrie, one of the better free throw shooters in the game and so hard to guard without fouling.
And so Irving nails both of them. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Passes it to Barnett. Back to Rivers. Baseline try. It's hauled in by Gay. Here's Irving. Up and in on the layup. Irving's got 35 in the game.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
When you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
And so it's the Knights winning this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Brooke. Congrats on the win. How important was this game for you?
You know, it's very big for us. It was a good benchmark. We've been trying to improve every game. You know, we've been getting better these past few games. And, you know, we know these guys are a very good team, so we wanted to come out and make a statement.
You sure did make a big statement tonight, Brooke. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. See you later.